And we're live.
Hello.
Hey, Sage.
Hey, Thibaud.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, good to see you.
Today, Sage, we have a big mission.
Oh, mission? That's new.
Well, it's really important. We have a release due next week, right?
Oh, is this a rocket launch?
I know, right? Look at this. I don't know if you ever tried this, Sage, but in the Wagtail docs, in the bottom right, you can head off from the land of stable and go to latest.
What? No way.
Here
How long has
Dragon.
it been there?
And in there you can see what we're up to, and you can see 7.0 in development.
7.0.
I know, right? I know.
What does it mean?
Um, yeah, it's a good question. It means there are some breaking changes expected. I We only have the one breaking change expected, right? It's the differing validation. Did we
Um,
also remove some of our deprecated code?
yeah, that's
Great,
the main thing.
great. So we have this upgrade considerations section. We actually have a few of them. Removal of deprecated features. So these things have been deprecated through the last few releases. 5.2, that was a while ago now, 5.2, November. Okay, it's
Wow.
like year and a half. So over the last 18 months or so. Um, how many of these do you know by heart, Sage?
Um, I do know the class names deprecation have been happening over
Yeah,
the past few releases because we wanted
yeah.
to make sure that it's consistent.
Some renamed settings, lots of things.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so that's why the big version number is nice now and then. We've been on 6.x for a while now, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it's about time that we get to remove code that we don't want, right?
Yeah, I mean, surely people have had plenty of time to upgrade, right?
Yeah, I feel like lots of people go through the releases long-term support to long-term support, but presuming that they've landed on 6.3 LTS, then they should be good. And 5.2, I think, is out of support as of a few months ago.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, no, it's just out
Oh,
of support as of the
oh,
release of this one.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, so we have this intermediary version and for people to upgrade to so that they don't necessarily have to deal with all of the removals now. Okay.
Why is there
Um,
a different gap between 5.2 LTS, 6.3 LTS, which we had like three versions, whereas from 6.3 LTS to 7.0 LTS, we only have one version in between.
Good question, Sage. Uh, I think you know the answer though, but I guess you want us to showcase your amazing timeline. Sage's masterpiece of a timeline. So the reason, Sage, is we try hard to make sure that Wagtail works great with any version of Django and with long-term support versions of Django in particular. So the reason the gap is different is Django recently had a long-term support release, and we thought it'd be better for Wagtail users if Wagtail's long-term support release happened soon after, so that people who want to be on the long-term support uh, timeline can be on these two concurrently for as long as they like, essentially. Whereas in the past would have been a bit silly, we'd have had to wait until our November release for LTS of Wagtail to support the LTS of Django. So yeah, it just makes a bit more sense, optimizes the amount of time people get to spend and makes it easier for people who want to upgrade the Django and Wagtail versions at the same time.
Ooh, yeah, must be more efficient because you don't have to upgrade twice.
Exactly. I feel like that would be the um, holy grail if we were able to have Wagtail LTSs last as long as Django's. People would only have to upgrade once every 2, 3 years. But we're not there yet. We need to ship faster.
Do you prefer people using LTS or the latest and greatest?
Whoa. I have opinions. I think it's great that we can support people on older releases, but for us, it's also, a trade-off of time. Takes a fair bit of time to backport things. Um, so yeah, I feel like it's a balance where, in my mind, ideally in this kind of future and current buckets, we'd only have like two or three if possible. More than two or three, I feel like it's to be avoided. So here we have more just because again the dates uh, line up. It's quite tight, but soon we should be reducing to three.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, so before we get there though, before we get to the 6th of May, we have to try our new release. And I thought it would be fun to, I guess, see how we do it on a simple project to encourage people to do it on their projects as well. Um, have I shared these release statistics with you, Sage, before?
Which one is it?
Hmm. Let me get my release statistics graphs on the screen again. Those charts.
Ah,
So every Wagtail release we do, I check during and after how many people have taken the time to try the release candidates. And it's just by PI download numbers. So doesn't necessarily showcase the extent to which people have tested, but I think it's good for us to get a sense that yes, there are people out there spending the time, not just us. Um, so this is where we're at right now. $7 have had about 65 downloads per day over the last week or so, which I think is quite good.
yeah, 65. That's per day, right?
Yeah, that's per day.
Interesting.
Yeah, because the release candidates they vary in length, and
Mhm.
obviously it's really crucial that those downloads happen within that specific time frame. So that's why I don't just report like overall downloads. I try and look at it hard per day, so it's more comparable from one to the next. Yeah, and we are about like 7 or 8 days in, so 500 downloads over 7 days. That is a pretty good number.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to try it, Sage. Uh, I've prepared a few projects. I thought we could go in order of complexity from just our tutorial to the bakery demo website to the news template. Does that sound like a reasonable plan?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I have not gotten the project up and running yet. The only thing I've done is set up a virtual environment, and I think probably installed dependencies as defined in here. So we'll just see how it goes. I think it's
Mhm.
my first time doing this with UV. Do you know if UV cares about no, because it's pip compatible for this, right?
Yeah. Cares about what exactly?
I've had lots of trouble in the past when I installed pre-releases with poetry
Oh,
because do you know, for example, if you look at this version number 7.6, so let's say the Ranger releases Django 6.0A1. Do you think that falls within that version range there or no?
wait. I'm only seeing the Wagtail documentation. So
Oh, that's why. Sorry, Sage, I'm a noob.
it's okay.
Is it better now?
Zoom is confusing. Yes.
Great. Yes, so those types of version ranges, I've had trouble with poetry enforcing them and it not necessarily being super clear. whether those pre-release versions they fall within those ranges or no. So from what I recall, 6.0 A1 that would not be installed here.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you were to do something like that, that will also not be installed here because I think
Yeah.
this is before 6.0. So just like melted my brain a bit.
I think I'm not sure. Maybe it's not about it's before 6.0, but rather it doesn't look for pre-release versions by default, maybe.
There is that on top, but definitely, even if you say look for pre-releases, 6.0 A1 is
Before
before
6.0.
6.0
Okay.
and is
But
also,
also
yes, not.
after.
Yeah, either I forget, but anyway, confusing. But for now, we have pip. Pip is more basic but more predictable. So we can see what happens.
Yeah,
Okay, so I need to do I'm in virtual environment. UV run. You can see I'm a UV noob as well. UV run Python.
I don't know. For some reason, that ZSH permission denied Python seems like something I've never seen before.
I have tried hard I got a new computer and I've tried hard on this computer to not install Python globally
Hmm.
so that I can get into the habit of just managing it locally per project.
Sounds like a great habit.
Yes, so I do still have like Python 3 globally, but I never use Python 3, always Python. So yes, this time we are inside the Visual environment and we get to do our manage PY dance. Have you tried the release candidate yet, Sage?
Um, Not quite the release candidate, but I've been running the development version. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much 7.1 at this point.
Does that count?
Um, I would say so, but it's probably cheating.
It is cheating. Um, I didn't know we had new migrations for such promotions, but maybe it's from a past release that I didn't refer to
Ah,
yet.
I think that might be a problem actually,
Is it?
because I think it says migrations for Wagtail core. You're not
Hmm.
supposed to have it there. That's in the search promotions
Yeah, yeah. I was
app.
only half paying attention.
So you shouldn't run migrations actually.
Um, it's possible that I messed with this more than I thought 'cause it's one of my testing projects. Let's try to remove all variables.
Oh wow, you removed the database.
Remove all variables. Um,
But we're
let's,
supposed to upgrade, Tivo, not
yeah,
start over.
let's remove even more variables. Um, I have this playground folder where I do all of my playground stuff. Um, what's the magic UV command to try out?
UVX?
Exactly. So I'm sure there's like a UVX Wagtail start, right?
Maybe you could try it. Maybe it would just work. I don't know. I've never actually tried it.
New site.
Ooh,
It's the future Sage.
who would have thought that Python packaging could be solved?
Okay, it's looking solid. UV and Okay, this is more reassuring, right?
Yep.
Um, what's your go-to local testing password, Sage?
Change me.
You too.
I mean, that's what we use in bakery demo, so I just use it everywhere.
We have to ask Matthew someday, like, is he the one who picked it? Do we know
I
who
mean, at
blessed
this
us
point,
with
like my fingers automatically type "change me" whenever I see the Wagtail login page.
Oh, let's go. Hey, look at that.
Ooh. Ah, it's an egg.
We need to add the version number on here.
Yeah, I
No?
agree. Yeah. Ooh,
It's happening, Sage.
live report.
Add the version number on the
New project homepage. Yeah, that makes sense.
eight. This is why I like to work on Wagtail. We can create our own tasks,
Wow.
and we're pretty chill about it too. Um, display the version. Whoa.
Maybe make it so that if you click on the egg, it's going to crack open with the version number inside.
That's it. That's why we can't have nice things. The feature creep starts right away. Maybe make it so when you click on the egg, it cracks and the version number gets. Um, okay, to
Wait,
the
I
release
think it
notes.
says anyone can work on this.
It does. I think we're gonna. I'm sure that we can agree that it's cool idea. We might just need to decide. But for example, here, just having it in the release notes link, that'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have a test account. And here we are in the dark theme on version 7.0.
Ooh.
And if I make the page slightly bigger, we'll see it right on the dashboard. Yeah, great. I need to create that documentation page for 7.0 on our guide website. I'll come later today. Okay, so we know it works with the tutorial. So we know that if we have a problem with the other sites, it's me.
It's not you, it's me.
So, where were we? Okay. Yes. Do you use aliases, Sage?
I try not to have them too much, just because I'm bad at remembering things. I'd rather just type the whole thing.
Yeah. I only use a couple for the things that I already do like 1,000 times a day. I'm not a big fan also because I feel like it kind of makes you forget what it's like when you get started and
Yeah. And also, when you're screen sharing like this, people who don't
true,
know what those aliases mean, it doesn't really help.
true. Um, okay, let's reuse my database. So the database is in Git for this project. I hope it's okay.
I think so. I mean, it's as long as like you intend for it to be there, because we have like checkpoints of where you are at the tutorial so that people can check out the state of the project specifically.
That's the idea. Um, okay, so we have our fully completed tutorial and we have it with 7.0 and we have migrated. So I guess we're another run server away from seeing if anything breaks. Ooh.
Ooh, what's that?
A new pagination. We have to try this.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, your name is here. You've tried it already.
Um, a bit.
Okay, I'll get it running on the bakery demo and then you'll tell us more about it. How about that?
Yeah, sounds great.
So we want to go to another project. So this is my copy of the bakery demo where it's specifically made so that I can update the Wagtail docs accordingly. And I've just updated it to match the bakery demo, the vanilla one. And it just has like a few extra changes on top. Because we do have a few things, I don't know how much you know about them in the Wagtail docs that are require like you to do some setup work to try them out.
Yep.
So rich text, and then there's also calendar
Oh,
demo app that we have in our docs that demonstrates how to create custom views inside the admin.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so VNV, no, sorry, UVVNV. And my alias, all it does is this line here up above, activating it. Oh, this used to take so much time before UV.
I still use the good old pip for my
Yeah,
for most of my like local development stuff.
yeah. I still use the pip commands. Like I don't use this UV specific UV add, but yeah, it's just too good, Sage. Um,
So I guess the hype is real.
it's not like a full transformation of my work life just yet, but it is a welcome speed up. Okay, let's load the initial data, Sage.
What is that command? The bakery stores are almost ready to open. Ooh.
It is it is loading our custom features and doing a few other things on top.
Mm-hmm. Can we use the latest Django while we're at this?
We're not already?
I
Oh,
think it
we're
says
not.
no.
Ooh, didn't we already do that?
I mean, 5.2 was released pretty recently.
Oh, that's a good point. Do we have a 5.2.1?
I, no. Ooh.
Hey. Um, okay, so we are up and running. In the Wagtail Bakery.
Ooh,
And the bakery's doors are
open.
open. Um, and we can try our deferred validation.
Ooh.
Required fields will not be enforced when saving as draft, allowing users to save work in progress versions without filling in all fields. Oh, I can't overstate, sorry, how great this is. Do you use Wagtail for blogging much, Sage?
To be honest, I don't, but I'd love to in the future.
Yeah, I do. And one of my pet peeves is when I have an idea for one of my blog posts, usually it's much better if I just do like a draft that has nothing in it, just to save that I have this idea. And in the past, you had to fill in all the fields, and I just like create a body field that just had this that say draft inside. Because like the validation is useful, but you can't really check that there's anything actually useful in the fields. So sometimes the usefulness is overblown a bit. Um, so yeah, the idea of deferring validation makes lots of sense to me. Still want to have some protection, but want to get people out of the people's ways faster, I assume. So one thing I don't know, maybe you do, is yeah, I assume some fields are still required in here. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when I save this, how many fields light up.
Yep.
Hey, okay, so what do we have left? So I assume I can take this out. Ah, this one's interesting. So that's the kind of custom field where if someone wants to make the most of this feature, they'll have to change their content model, right?
What if you delete the author one? Yep. Ah,
Ooh. And it just adds it back. So that's the form sets initial thingy.
yeah. I did mention it when we worked on the feature, but we decided not to handle it just yet because in most cases, I suppose it's helpful to add the initial form so that you can just click choose without having to click the plus button. But I guess if you really wanted to get a draft as soon as possible, um, yeah, you could still do that by deleting the option.
Yep. Yeah. I'm honestly happy that we are making trade-offs like this in the interest of shipping. Um when creating a new draft blog post, we pre-fill the authors. Is it called a form set in Wagtail as well, or just in
I
Django?
think it uses Django's form set under the hood.
With one form with an empty author field. That field is required, so isn't bypassed. This can be solved. This is this has been a problem for me in the past as well. On other projects where we had this same thing where yes, it's useful to create those empty form sets, but then with validation, it makes it trickier. Um, Interesting. Good finding. So yes, this is saved, and this is saved with very little required fields. And then if I was to publish, something would happen.
I assume so.
Ooh. Okay.
Um,
And if I was
yeah.
to publish with this, okay,
Wait.
interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
So this one, should this be bypassed inside stream fields?
I think it should, if I recall correctly.
Do we find a bug?
Hmm.
Maybe we did find a bug. Am I running on the right version? Yes.
Could you maybe? What if? What happens with a new page?
That's a new page.
No, we. I think we have saved this.
Oh, you mean a brand new page?
Yeah,
Very such new. And here I wanna,
and then add a paragraph block. Huh.
hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So this has way more required fields, right? Yeah, hero texts. What happens with the new homepage stage? So here, presumably, these won't be pointed out when I click Save Draft.
Right. Yep. So maybe I forgot whether it's a bug or it's just something that we haven't um, had the chance to address for stream fields. Sorry, for blocks like text blocks
Mhm.
inside stream field. Hmm. Yeah, I need to look into this.
Yeah, I think in any case, when this is the most helpful is when the page is very close to empty, like you've only filled it halfway through. If you started adding blocks, then I don't think it's as big of a deal because
Oh
you
yeah,
know
you could just delete the block.
you could just delete the block, or maybe you don't even like there's not really a reason to add a block that's empty.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
well,
I think that's what I did when I was testing. So I was like, what am I doing with an empty block anyway? So I just
yeah,
deleted it.
it can be helpful if you have blocks that are quite chunky. So our examples of those chunky blocks aren't like as advanced, but for example, if I look at our hot cross buns body fields, um, the steps here, you could imagine someone creating their sequence of steps. They know they want 3 steps and not filling in the text for them just yet. So there is a case, um, but I don't think it's a super strong case compared to fields of the page where there's no other option than
Right.
to fill them. Um, yeah, some sites out there, they have even more complex block types where there could be 10 fields on a block. And yeah, it is annoying if you have to stop halfway through those 10 fields.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a good
yeah,
find.
so that's the type of thing I think I'd also be interested to note in the discussions, just to see what other people looking at this might think of it. And similarly, noting this. Yeah. Um, okay, great. Um, pagination.
1 second. Could you try creating a new page and
Sure.
then without filling in anything, instead of saving, um, I'd like to see the preview panel.
After I've saved.
No, before you save. Ooh, so you get something. Previously, you wouldn't get anything. It would just say, please fix the validation errors to get a preview.
Did you do that?
I did, yeah. And that's why there's my name on the release notes, because all the other bits were done by Matthew. I just added the handling for previews.
Wow. How does this work? It's black magic. I didn't expect us to have any preview at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the pain points when people are just trying to get something like before they can fill all the fields, they'd like to at least see what the
Yeah,
page
yeah, yeah,
looks
yeah.
like. Yeah.
I'm confused, Sage. How is it possible?
Ooh.
Where's the data stored?
I mean, most of these fields are just text fields, so you could just store an empty string, right?
You're gonna break people's mental model of Django templates and which fields you can guarantee have a value or don't.
But it's a win for editors, right?
Yes, hopefully we break this mental model for a good reason. Hopefully. Pagination?
Yeah.
Ooh, there's loads in there. Won't have time today, but I'll make sure to go through all of these and make sure I understand them all. Pagination. I have a redirects file that we can reuse. Sorry, not a new redirects, import.
Oh, that's smart.
Um, where is it? Actually, I think it's in the same project.
Is it?
Open.
Sesame.
Oh, Sage. Yes, we have a fixtures folder in the project. I'll put it in here.
Ah, we have fixtures at home.
Do you want me to add it to the bakery demo project?
Well, if they are actually, well, I'm not sure. Like, would you be happy with these examples?
No.
Right. Maybe not.
Um, uh,
If they actually make sense within the context of bakery demo, then maybe.
yeah, we can. I like demos to be realistic, but we can, do a Markov chain thing where they look slightly better without it being completely a lot of work to create.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is the validation that did import correctly. So from to confirm, and then we get to see them in the UI.
Ooh.
Okay, and this is where we need to see if our new pagination looks good. Wow.
What? That's new.
How does this compare with Django's pagination? The Django admin, I mean.
Oh, it's been a while since I last used Django admin.
Let's take a look. Um, Django admin. I have a Django admin demo site somewhere. Look, very fresh from March.
Wow.
Oh, there's no bulk import on this one. This is not bad
Hmm,
either.
not bad.
Show all. Wow, show all.
Oh, that's
That's
brave.
yeah, that's dangerous, right? We don't have a show all. Do you think we should have a show all?
Um, Not sure about show all, but I think there have been requests for allowing you to customize how many items to be shown on a single page.
Yeah, that's one of those classic things. Is it a developer's job to define this number of how
Mm.
many items to showcase? Is it a user's job? What do you think, Sage?
I mean, if you look at Gmail, for example, they do give you the option to show how many items there are. What do you think would be the use case? Like, some sometimes people would say, like, if you could display 100 instead of 20, why not just display 100 instead of giving users the option to choose?
So I feel like in most cases, people probably only care about a very small subset. That's either the things that match their query the best, or the latest thing, or this or that. Feels like 20 items is a good baseline. And just if you retrieve fewer, it loads faster, right?
I
So
think so. For me personally, I think with a smaller number of items, it's less of a mental overhead to
yeah,
look at all of the items in one page.
yeah. So definitely that makes sense to me, but sometimes, like for example, personally, I do lots of I don't know if I'm meant to, but I do it anyway. I do lots of scripting in the browser where I'll like extract data from a page like this directly.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, if I can retrieve all of the items within the one screen, it makes a big difference. And when it's a scripting, like sometimes, it's literally just copy paste what's on the page so I can look at it later. Like it's not super advanced. Like I'm not a bot like scraping the web.
I'm sure AI would be happy
Had
if we
more
show
items
all of
per
them.
page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, I think it's best if you leave users with multiple options. Um, but then, obviously it's one more piece of UI to have in there that takes some dev work. Should we create a feature request for that?
I think there might already be an issue for it.
Is it the classic that every
Yeah.
single thing you can think of, there's already an issue for it?
Yeah, usually when we have feature requests where we can see how that's useful, we just leave it open instead of, closing it immediately.
Yeah, I'll research it a bit more later.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so it wasn't too much work to try. Obviously, it's harder on the real world projects than our demo sites, but um, really you can just install and see what breaks, right?
Yep.
Renamed settings, and then you review this list and you have a sense of which things will definitely break.
Huh.
So deprecated features, changes affecting all projects. Ah, interesting. So it can be configured. So I assume that for our bakery demo site, at some point we will be changing configuration there as well.
Um, I don't think there's much that needs to change. This is mostly if you have non-text fields, well, to you you need the database to allow empty values. So you'll need to add null equals true if you want to allow blank. And
But yeah,
in this case, you can also require fields that
oh
would
yeah,
normally be allowed to be blank. And I mean, yeah, I guess if you want to showcase how this can be useful, yes, we need to add this to the bakery demo.
Showcase the new. Yeah, I think it would be neat. Shouldn't take too much work. It's a new feature. We'll have a clear way to try it out.
Hmm.
We could, for example, do this for one of the homepage, like hero text.
Yeah,
We don't have to support the LTS with the bakery demo, right? Just
yeah, just the latest.
latest table.
Hmm.
Cool. Um, aha.
I think that's not that big of a deal. It's actually it's probably more beneficial to most users. So
Oh,
basically, yeah, if you have configured snippets to have their own menu items, they will now be hidden from the snippets menu to reduce
yeah.
confusion.
A lot of people will be super happy about this. So if we don't go into our bakery demo, um, oh, do all of our snippets already had
Yeah, and well, we can still see the change here. So hiding the snippets menu item have been around for quite some time, but if you, for example, go to a snippet from here,
thank
um,
you. That's what I was getting confused about.
yeah, there, it doesn't show that this is actually a snippet, and yeah, you can no longer see the snippets listing of the of the snippet models because all the models have been registered with their own menu items. Yeah, in the older versions, we still have this list of snippet models.
When did we stop having the snippets menu item?
Um, Probably 5.2 or maybe earlier than that.
Oh, okay, I thought it was more recent for some reason. Going back in time.
Ooh, 5.1.
Interesting. Nice one, Sage.
Well, it was contributed by Andy Chosak, I
Oh,
think. So
nice
yeah.
one, Andy. What is going on here? Oh, it's the last one. Sorry, I missed it. Great. Ooh, undocumented internals. Oh, it's official.
Mm. Editor JS, what's that?
Interesting when something like this can be done with a template override or a hook. Um, which of the approaches is right? I guess the hook is more narrow. Interesting. Well, I'm looking forward to it, Sage, and
Yeah.
hopefully you'll get more reports like this ahead of the release and also after the release. Still there's time.
Yep. So when is the final release again?
I believe it's due to ship on Tuesday, 6th of May. So we
Ooh,
have 4 days.
if you want to test your project over the weekend, you still have time.
Yeah, and Monday as well. Lots of the UK is the exception with having a public holiday on Monday. The rest of the world, people are working.
They had their bank holidays on the first.
Yes, exactly. And we have ours on a special day for some reason. Um, so we'll leave it there. And yeah, $7, big number, lots of small tweaks, some big tweaks. Definitely this one. It's gonna make a lot of people very happy.
And
Next
don't
one.
forget, it's an LTS. So,
And it's an LTS, yes.
yeah.
As we can clearly see in Sage's timeline. I'm gonna keep calling it Sage's timeline forever, Sage. All the way until, wow, November 26th.
Plenty of time.
Will support Django 6.0. No, it won't support Django 6.0, sorry. It will be concurrent with Django 6.0 and 6.1 as well. Wow. Wagtail 7.6. Oh my gosh. We'll get there. Um, thank you, Sage. This was fun.
Well, thank you, Thibaut, for doing everything. I'm just giving the commentary.
The spicy, spicy takes.
Mildly spicy. I don't think I said anything spicy.